This is the School Success Podcast, a podcast for school leaders to learn from other school leaders what's working and what's not, and to get inspiration and encouragement, as well as strategies to grow school enrollment, connect with families, retain teachers, recruit teachers, and everything in between. You guys are heroes, and I cannot thank you enough for pouring into this next generation that's coming behind us. My goal is you will take at least one thing away from every episode that you can take back to your school to make it better than it is right now. Please enjoy the School Success Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by the Herzog Foundation.
Time for school.
Hey, School Success Makers. Welcome to another edition of the School Success Podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Slater, and we're back for week 4 of our marketing and enrollment series, which I think we're going to do about 8 episodes, so stay tuned for that. But we're in week 4 for this, so if you're hearing this and you haven't listened to week 1, 2, or 3, I do encourage you to go back. They all do kind of stand alone, like you can listen to each one and you're going to benefit from it, of course, but I would love for you guys to get the whole series so you can have all these different pieces that you can implement in your school. And we're trying to keep it right around that 10-minute mark or so. So if you haven't listened to these yet, go back to week 1. Week 1 is all about surveying families and what you can do inside of surveys. Second one is building a target persona. So who are you actually targeting? Who do you want inside your school? Because you need to know that for doing proper marketing. And the third one from last week was on Google reviews, Facebook reviews, niche reviews. So just reviews in general and how to get them, what you should do with them when you get them. So that's last week. And then this week, this one's going to be like kind of a newer concept, but I really want you guys to wrap your mind around this. So all about the word flanking and Me Too branding is what we're calling this one. So how this kind of plays out, if you guys can kind of put yourselves in the shoes of this one. A lot of times, and this is in marketing in general, across, of course, different fields like businesses, but we're specifically, of course, talking about schools. And this one is a lot of times I'll see schools when we're talking to them about marketing and filling empty seats and growing their enrollment, they do a lot of Me Too branding. So they'll see a school doing something and they'll go, oh, we need to do that too. Let's do that. And they'll add another thing. Or they'll see another school down the road. Oh, they're doing something really cool. Let's do that as well. And they'll start adding on these things and saying, oh, well, we do that too. We do that too. And they try and add all these things, which they're trying to do its best. They're trying, and maybe you're guilty of this too, where you're like, well, I just want to make the school better. I want to have these parents have concerns of things that they want to have. And so I want to offer those so that they have them available and they want to be a part of our school because we also offer those things. And hey, I get that. I respect that. I get it. Okay. But if you keep doing that, you're just going to blend in with all the other schools. And not only are you going to blend in, you're probably not going to be great at all those things you offer because you're trying to offer things that maybe are outside of your scope. So instead, what we're wanting schools to do is we're wanting to do flanking. And so flanking is offering like other programs, other benefits that are distinctive to you guys, that are specifically you, like, this is our school. This is who we are as a school. We're going to offer these things. Or you look at what the other schools, your competition, if you will, and see maybe what are they not good at, and let's be good at that thing. So maybe their sports aren't great. They're just not, that's not important to them. And you want to be better at sports, or you feel like they're the way they teach their Bible class is not super great. Well, we're going to teach it better, or whatever it is. Okay. This is going to be very specific to you and your other schools around you. Find things that maybe they're not doing great and you can do them better. And I would encourage you to just take some time and do that. Look up the schools, look at their website, look at what they're doing on social media. Maybe you talk to somebody, or you go in there and you get a tour of the school, or you just meet the other schools, because yes, your competition, but it's okay to be friendly with your competition. Of course, I have lots of friends that are technically competitors of ours and what we're doing. And you love kind of hearing what other people are doing and learning from each other. And hopefully you guys have that same mindset as well. But think about, what are they doing that you could do better? Because maybe there's already something you're doing better than they are doing, but you're not advertising that thing. I remember this story back when, and it's not going to be 100% accurate because this has been a few years, so talking about this, when Burger King, McDonald's were selling burgers, of course. And so McDonald's had their Burger King had theirs, but they advertised something like our burger is 100% something beef. I don't think it was grass fed, but something 100% beef. And I remember there was an article that came out talked about McDonald's saying, well, ours is too. Like, what are you talking about? Ours is. And the whole idea of the article was like, well, yes, yours is, but you didn't advertise it. You didn't tell people that. And I see this a lot of times in marketing where somebody will say something and they'll go, wow, they have that. And the other school or somebody else will go, well, we do too, but they never told people about it. And so if you don't tell people about it, they won't know that you offer that and you have that. So if there's something you have that maybe other schools don't have and you're really good at it and you think other schools or other prospective families will love that, my goodness, share that with them, advertise that, tell them about it so that they know you offer that thing. Hey, school success makers, Mitchell here. I just want to take a really quick break from the show to give a big, huge shout out to the Herzog Foundation. I absolutely love the Herzog Foundation. I've been friends and partners with them for a couple years now, but we're bringing it to a whole new level. And I'm excited to share that our very own School Success podcast is now featured on the Herzog Foundation Podcast Network. The Herzog Foundation is a powerhouse of resources designed to support schools like yours, from free training events through the Herzog Foundation Institute to their incredible online news publication, The Lion, and of course, our new podcast, Home. They have everything you need to stay informed and inspired. And if you're dreaming of starting your own Christian school or co-op, don't miss their online course, Schoolbox. It's a fantastic resource to help you get started on the right foot. At School Success, we're proud to partner with the Herzog Foundation to bring you these valuable tools and insights. So visit herzogfoundation.com to explore all they have to offer. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on these amazing opportunities for growth and success. And I love all the people over there, and I know you guys will too. So please go check them out, and you won't be disappointed. Now, back to the show. And so I just want to make sure you guys, as you kind of digest this episode, when you're thinking about adding new things because you want to try and be like some of the other schools, not saying don't do it, but I would say pause and really think about that. Is that something you do want to take on? Is it something that's truly making your school better? Or are you just adding things to add things and you're stressing out yourself and other people that work at your school to offer something that maybe doesn't need to be offered, or maybe it's only helping a couple students be really excited about the school when you could just be super focused on your one thing. I've seen many schools be super like special and super successful, not offering sports, not offering some of the extracurriculars because they're like, hey, that's just not who we are as a school. And we're going to refer them out to other schools if they truly need that. Or maybe there's a partnership where they can still go to this one school that doesn't have sports and play at the other school. But the school's like, we know who we are as a school. And we want to stay in our lane and not deviate from that so that we can stay successful. And man, I have a ton of respect for the schools that know that and do that. And so maybe you guys are in that season right now. You're in marketing enrollment. You're trying to say, oh yeah, we can do that. Oh yes, we'll do that. And you're just trying to get students. I encourage you guys, pause, think about your school. What do you want to offer? And are you doing it just because you're doing Me Too branding and saying, oh, we do that as well? Or are you saying, hey, we're going to do a little bit of flanking over here and we're going to say, this is who we are. We're going to focus on the things that maybe others aren't doing very well. And that maybe it's your bread and butter. It's what you do really well. Advertise that, push that out so that you stand apart. I'll share one last little quick example that maybe will help bring this home a little bit more. Seth Godin wrote a book called The Purple Cow. Seth Godin's a big guy in marketing. And the whole concept of the book was, if you're driving down the road and you see a black and white cow, you're like, oh, cool, it's a cow. And you see maybe a black cow and a brown cow. You're like, oh, cool, cow. But if you were suddenly driving and you saw a purple cow, you would stop the car, you'd pull over, you'd be like, what? I can't believe it's a purple cow. You take a picture of it, you'd send it to your friends, you post it on social media. You'd be like, oh my goodness, look at this purple cow. And this concept is what he's trying to bring home here is so many times we open a school. He's not referring to schools, but I'm putting it in your terms here, guys. Okay, you start a school and you go, well, everybody else is doing this thing, so I'm going to do that thing too. And what happens is you blend in with all the other schools. You look the same. You're the same looking black and white cow or black cow, white cow, brown cow, whatever it is. You look the same, and you're not standing out. Instead, as a school, we need to try and be the purple cow. We need to stand out, showing this is our programs. This is who we are. Where you do look different, you stand out and they go, man, I want to try that school out. I want to take a tour there and talk to them about what they're doing because there's something different about them. And I want to see what that is. So hopefully that helps bring home that point for you guys. about the Me Too branding versus flanking. Hey, I just want to take a really quick break from the podcast to highlight one of our amazing partners and sponsors, ClassReach. If you're a new school administrator or founder and are struggling to keep up with all the hassles of planting a new school, like collecting tuition, communicating with parents, or handling student data, then you need ClassReach. ClassReach is the all-in-one software that helps with everything from admissions and tuition to classroom management and parent communications. Sign up for a free consultation with one of their school specialists and see how ClassReach can help your school grow today. You guys can check them out online, classreach.com. They are a kingdom-minded company, and I love their leadership team there. I've become friends with a lot of them. They truly are a great company. I support them, and I love them, and you guys will love them too. Check them out at classreach.com. Now, back to the show. That's all I got for you guys today. So I will share our free 3 resources with you guys before you hop off for today. The first one is, of course, our podcast that you guys are listening to right now, the School Success Podcast. We drop episodes every single Monday morning. And if you don't want to miss them, please subscribe so you don't miss them. And as I mentioned in last week's episode, reviews are really important. They are for us as well. So we'd love a 5-star review from you wherever you're listening to this podcast right now. It would mean the world to us. We do put a lot of time and effort into this to bring this to you. And we appreciate that very much. The second one is on our website, schoolsuccessmakers.com. In the top right-hand corner, there's a button called the School Success Report. If you sign up for that, we'll send you a weekly email that has some different articles our team has articulated, put together, that will help you be even more successful than you are right now, as well as we do teacher shout outs and some other fun stuff in there. So we don't want you to miss it. So make sure you sign up for that. And last but not least, we have our private Facebook community called School Success Makers. I'm personally in that group. I would love to see you in there as well. Completely free, of course. School Success Makers. Go join that. Community is so important in life, guys, but also very important in the education space. So get some community around you. Come join. We'd love to have you in there. And I think that's all I got for you guys today. So we'll be back with next week, kind of continuing in the series for marketing and enrollment, trying to keep them all around that 10-minute-ish time frame. So hope you guys are appreciating that as well. We'll be back here next week with another episode on the School Success Podcast. We'll see you then. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Herzog Foundation.